can't really tell you how he's going to, a quick pace, fast pace, slow pace. All I'm going to tell you, I'm going to win and I'm going to knock him out right into Don King's, hey, lap, only in America. You know what I mean? Quite simple.
Back in 1996, Frank Bruno was mocking Mike Tyson like crazy. Little did he know, he was going to regret this big time. Even despite the match setup, many still believe that Mike chose only weak opponents, but the truth couldn't be further away. Bruno was a formidable boxer, even if he was a bit of a hometown hero. But all this bad rep he got was due to the misleading propaganda of the ignorant masses. It was in 1995 when Bruno made waves again. He rightfully claimed the title from Oliver McCall, the man who had previously knocked out Lennox Lewis. Despite their 1989 fight, Bruno had another shot at revenge against Tyson. Tyson, as always, remained cool in the ring, resembling a predator awaiting his prey. However, Bruno seemed visibly nervous, perhaps scared from the previous encounter. The Brit's goal was merely survival. Winning seemed out of reach. It was the total opposite from the press conference. Where did all that confidence and ego go? From the first seconds, Tyson's destructive power was clear, shaking Bruno with a right to the head. Bruno's strategy became clear: cling to Tyson, avoiding a repeat of the earlier bout. While it helped him survive the first round, referee Mills Lane grew annoyed. Yet, Tyson's performance was on a whole nother level since his pre-prison fights. He displayed a more aggressive and defensive style, dodging Bruno's blows and landing precise, sharp strikes. By the third round, Tyson dominated, delivering a right to the body, a left hook to the jaw, and a series of uppercuts. Bruno, leaning on the ropes, was saved by the referee, and the WBC title shifted to Tyson.
Bruno's lost his title!
Post-fight, Bruno, battered and bloodied, expressed a desire for a third match. However, doctors revealed Tyson had damaged Bruno's left cheekbone, posing a risk of vision loss. Bruno retired from sports, marking the end of his career just a year after Tyson's prison release.
Absolutely not.
But Frank Bruno is not the only fool who thought he had a chance against Tyson. Bruce Sheldon was another victim. But like as many before him, his will was not long-lived. Not long after the historic fight against Trevor Berbick for the WBC belt, Mike Tyson was not done, and he wanted more. His eyes were set on the vacant WBA title, recently claimed by Bruce Sheldon in a match against Tyson's old rival, Tony Tubbs. Initially, Lennox Lewis expressed interest in facing Iron Mike, but it became clear that Tyson wasn't prepared for such a tough opponent. Despite not being a big-name star, Bruce Sheldon proved to be a formidable adversary for Tyson at the time. Sheldon also made that pretty clear in the press conference that he won't be no pushover and even mocked Tyson, but that was his grave mistake. In just 109 seconds, Tyson's aggressive and dominant style overwhelmed Sheldon, landing powerful blows and securing a quick victory. Referee Richard Steele signaled no knockdown, but Sheldon, unable to continue, left the audience questioning the fight's legitimacy. Some accused of it being fixed, but it was likely just an unusual bout. Sheldon struggled to get up after a left hook from Tyson, and the referee had to count him out. The knockout left the audience chanting and speculating, but Tyson's dominance in the ring was undeniable. After the fight with Sheldon, Tyson experienced maybe his worst patch in his boxing career. He faced Evander Holyfield and lost twice in a row to him. But the two losses were not the only shocking thing. During their fight, there was a lot of foul play between the two, and things got so crazy that Tyson even bit Holyfield's ear off, causing him to be disqualified from the second fight. But after the dark patch, Tyson got a new fight against Francois Botha. But of course, it ended the same way. Botha was a respected boxer in his homeland, but honestly was no match for Tyson, who entered the fight noticeably heavier. This match came after a year and a half of inactivity due to Tyson's disqualification in the second Holyfield fight, which famously involved a bitten off ear. Expectations were high for a quick knockout, but the fight took an unexpected turn. In the first round, Tyson, seemingly frustrated, twisted Botha's arm and aimed to break it. Chaos erupted, and things got so crazy that a lot of people tried to separate the fighters. The second round got even more crazy than the first round, with Tyson making again dirty moves and clinches. Despite Tyson's speed advantage, Botha's defensive tactics frustrated him. In the later rounds, Botha's confidence grew and Tyson faced a resilient opponent. However, Tyson's skill and aggression prevailed in the end. In the fifth round, Botha made a crucial mistake and Tyson seized the opportunity with a monstrous right punch that secured victory by knockout. This fight marked the first and only time Tyson was losing on all the judges' scorecards, but turned the tables with a devastating knockout. It showcased that, despite changes in Tyson's performance, he was still a force to be reckoned with. After Mike Tyson's 2 wins against Donovan Ruddock, Mike had a break from the sport for 4 years. The comeback of Mike Tyson to the boxing ring was eagerly anticipated. After years of inactivity, people were curious about Iron Mike's condition, his reflexes, and what he would showcase in the ring. Everyone wanted answers to these burning questions. Don King, always the showman, picked 26-year-old Peter McNeely, also known as Hurricane, as Tyson's first opponent for his grand return. Despite McNeely having an impressive record, he wasn't considered a top contender, more of a club fighter. But he fearlessly seized the chance, nerves evident in his demeanor. On the other side, Tyson, calm as a boa constrictor and determined as a tiger, was in phenomenal shape. His appearance alone could deceive anyone. The stare-down between Tyson and McNeely became one of the most iconic in history. McNeely tried to look confident, but it seemed like a small bug facing an impending threat. The fight kicked off with McNeely rushing at Tyson, attempting to press him against the ropes. However, such tactics don't work with Tyson. In just the first few seconds, Tyson sent McNeely to the canvas with a powerful right hook to the head. McNeely got up, but Tyson continued his onslaught. In the middle of the round, Tyson executed a successful attack, knocking McNeely down again with a right uppercut. Chaos ensued as McNeely's corner entered the ring. Referee Mills Lane started counting, but McNeely's corner refused to leave. Faced with the mayhem, Lane decided to disqualify McNeely. Despite the quick end, McNeely defiantly shouted into the camera that he would return and prove his capabilities. However, that night belonged to Tyson. A spectacular return indeed. A knockout in the first round announced the return of the main star of that era to the boxing ring.